Jo, Gift und Galle, der Metal Talk. Für harte Kerle und harte Kerlinnen.
Ja Mann, wir quatschen über Metal, Mosch und Geballer. Über die Szene, aus der Szene. Does it record? Yes. All right. Hello guys. I think this is welcome back to our podcast Gift und Galle. Yeah, I think it's like our second episode in English. As we have someone very special today. I can say welcome. Is it Lukasz or Lukasz?
In Polish, it's Lukasz, but you can use the English version Lukasz. That's fine for me.
Yeah, okay. I think it's a bit easier for me as well. Okay. Yeah, Lukasz from Cry of the Nile. Death metal band from Poland. And maybe you can first of all you can introduce yourself if you want.
Okay, so I'm not a very experienced musician. I am a lead guitarist in Cry of the Nile. I am 23 years old, very young for playing death metal. And I think the most important thing in Cry of the Nile and in my sound is using 8-string fretless guitar. If you heard ever our singles like Drop by Drop or The Four from our EP Invocation, it was recorded and playing live all the time on the fretless 8-string guitar. So I think that's my something like a watermark for me.
Okay, now your screen dropped. No, it dropped, but it changed. Can you? One second.
Yeah. Wait a second.
Yeah, sure. There we are. Okay.
Correct now?
Yeah, it's fine. Okay. So, you're 23. You're playing 8-string guitars, and that style of metal.
Fretless guitar without the frets on it.
All right. Okay. I would just tell how I made attentive to your band. I think we have a how's it called? The same friend, I would say. I just now forgot how to pronounce it correctly. And he's Daniel.
Yes.
Who's the I would say the label boss. I think you could say.
He's the label boss. The same with Grzegorz Lewi Łukowski from Poland.
Yeah, I think there are two guys, right? Yeah.
Lewi is a lead vocalist in Neolith. He's a pretty old death metal band from Poland. Pretty well known in underground, Polish underground. I always loved the Neolith band, and for me, it's such an honor to play music under his label.
Yeah, well, actually, I just know Daniel, but he's sorry, he's also a very nice guy, and he told me that he did a new CD. Actually, it's a split with the band Compulsive.
Yes.
I hope it's right pronounced. But actually, you could say it's more like a full album because there are 8 tracks on it. If I'm right, it's the complete EP you already dropped, right?
Yes, it's a funny story, because when I came up with an idea on the EP. I sent it to Daniel, and by accident, Compulsive sent their EP to the Daniel too.
All right.
So he came up with an idea to split the two EPs together.
Yeah.
And make one full-length album. I think it's a great idea and a lot of fun releasing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I was a bit surprised because Daniel told me that you're very young, and it's a very, very brutal style. You know, it's in Germany we say voll in die Fresse, which means like straight to your face.
Yes, to be honest, I like brutal sound. I like something groovy in music. I can feel very honest playing something like this, and for me, it's something like feeling freedom every day. So I think Cry of the Nile will be something like technical, maybe brutal, and groovy death metal band in the future. That's my idea.
Yeah, and it totally fits. You know, in my opinion, I showed it to some friends of mine, and they all, whoa, what's this? Because you are, I think, not that known in Germany so far. But if I'm right, the band was formed in 2020, so it's very. You could say at the very beginning.
Yes, we have some live shows on our back, but in just the first step. This year we are playing more often, definitely more often than the last year live, but the band is still young. I think the 2019 was very complicated for us to release something. So it's it was very very hard to release the CD during the pandemic, and we are totally unexperienced in music business. So we make it slow, but I think it will be better all the time. Next day will be another day to play something, to learn something in music business, the music stuff. So everything is gonna be better.
Yeah, but I think it's already pretty good. You know, just not only the songs, and the production is very heavy. You know, it has like enough bass in it. So yeah, okay. Yeah, let's get to one of the first questions. You're 23, and you're already very good at guitar playing, and as you just said, you play 8-string. Yeah, and even in a technical or brutal death metal band, you have to play like very fast. I think it's not like, you know, Eric Clapton stuff. How did you become a metalhead?
That was a long time ago. I was something 11 years old, I think. I was sitting in my room with my mom. We were watching TV, and then I saw on the screen a live show of the very old metal band from Poland called AC Drinkers. Do you ever heard about them?
Yeah.
That was my first metal band in my life. I was totally shocked when I saw people headbanging to their music. I was totally shocked, and then
in a positive way, or like oh my god, what's that?
Of course, in positive way. You know,
Yeah.
I remember that this day was very boring for me, and then I was totally felt happy, totally crazy, insane. That was something totally new for me.
Yeah. Okay.
My reaction was something like, I won't do this too. I want this. I want this. And then my dad came to this room and told me a story about his young ages. He showed me Iron Maiden. He showed me AC/DC. You know, some classical rock,
Le-
heavy metal bands.
Yeah.
That was the day when I became metalhead.
Right. Okay. So yeah, you basically like you just first met the classics, like
Yes.
just
Then I
Maiden, Priest,
want to
and
search something deeper and deeper,
yeah,
knowing
more
new bands.
fast, more brutal. Yeah.
Yes, and then I discovered death metal, and I'm totally in love in this genre nowadays.
Yeah. I think my first contact with death metal was when I was like 13 or 14 years old. And my father always bought CDs by its cover, he's more into power metal and like Iron Maiden and Hammerfall and stuff. And
Okay.
then he bought a Hammerfall CD and heard it and was like, oh yeah, that's like the Iron Maiden stuff, but like newer and so on. And then he bought a Ball Thrower CD because it was like similar on the cover, like to
Yes.
Hammerfall, and he put it in the player, and he was totally, oh my god, what is? Oh no, and he gave it to me, and I listened to it, and I was like, oh. In some way, it's great, but it's too fast, and maybe I was too young. So, and then a couple of years later, okay, so give me the most brutal, fastest thing you have, and then I'm happy.
Yes.
So, okay, what bands do you listen to yourself?
Oh, God damn it! It's a lot of bands. More often,
Okay, let's tell me your 5 favorite death metal bands.
That's another question, but from Poland, Behemoth, Vader, Decapitated. From foreign countries, Suffocation, Incantation too. I love Sepultura, especially the old Sepultura. That's a lot of bands, and especially nowadays, I'm very into underground death metal. I really like mainstream death metal bands, but I'm also in love to exploring underground stuff and pretty not very well known bands. Do you ever heard about Dira Mortis, for example?
So how's that called?
Dira Mortis.
No, I don't think so.
Please check it out after our interview. They are very, very great band. It's underground from Poland.
Yeah, okay.
And they're playing very, I don't know, cemetery death metal. We played 2 shows together this year, and fantastic people, fantastic musicians for me.
Okay, so like it sounds like the more atmosphere, if you say ceremonic, or what? Yeah, we'll check them out. I will check them out anyway. Just send me the name again afterwards.
Dira Mortis.
And then I will. Yeah, genau. Yes, so, genau. I'm just talking German. Sorry. Okay. So I mean the metal scene in Poland, you can compare it to Germany, is very huge. Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, you just said a good example is Vader. Yeah, I think I'm not sure if they're the most known Polish band. Maybe they on the same level like Behemoth.
I think it's pretty different level between these 2 bands. Behemoth is now something like for me, Behemoth is not on the same level, but one of the greatest band in Poland history.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. What bands or what music do you don't like at all?
I'm not very into power metal. I don't like glam metal, to be honest. I'm very respectful for all kind of music or for all kind of bands, but I would never buy a CD of glam metal band, I think.
Yeah. Me too. I think. Well, I mean, I think, for example, Kiss. Yeah, but I think they are more in the direction of classic rock and not like this typical glam rock. Even if they more invented it, kind of. But I got you. Yeah.
I
And
would never buy a CD, for example, of Motley Crue.
yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Do you like other music genres apart from metal?
Of course, yes. And to be honest, a lot of music genres besides of metal. For example, classical music. I love Ludwig van Beethoven. I love Mozart. I love Frédéric Chopin from Poland. I love Japanese trap, but there's one condition: Japanese trap without the vocals, only instrumentals.
Okay.
Also, I listen to very often, to be honest, something like Viking war music. I love Vardruna. I love Heilung, Danheim, especially. Yeah, that's definitely my favorite genres, and death metal, black metal too, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think. By the way, my favorite black metal band from Poland, but I don't. Daniel once told me how to pronounce them. Which means fog in Polish.
I know. It's mgła. It's mgła. Yes. To be honest, I was sure you would talk about mgła. It's very popular nowadays. One of our most atmospheric bands in the country. I like them too, and they are so mature in their sound. Just first class for me.
Yeah, for me too. Say again how they are pronounced.
Mgła.
Forget it. In Germany we say MGLA because it's just like the letters.
Yes.
And Daniel told me, oh my God, it's.
Yes. The about the letters, it's M, it's G, it's L. It's something like it's something like L, but it's W. It's L, something like this, and A on the end. Mgła, together.
Mgła.
Yes. That was correct.
Mgła. Okay, we'll try to keep it in mind. Okay, so was Cry your first band? I mean, I have to say it again. I'm sorry, but you're very young. If you think how you play guitar.
To be honest,
when did you start playing guitar?
I was 14 years old. Yes, I remember.
Okay.
This age I was playing ice hockey, and then I took the first guitar to my hands. Totally loved it. Totally loved the sound. Totally loved the instrument. So I resigned to play ice hockey anymore. I wanted to play guitar, and that's my passion to the rest of my life. I totally love this instrument. But I will be honest with you, I don't really like guitar players, but I love guitar as the instrument. But if you ask me, is Cry of the Nile my first band? Yes, but actually no, because I was playing in so many bands. But Cry of the Nile is my first band, which is an active band. Years ago, I was playing with my colleagues from the same school, from the same street, but we've never played a show. We've never released any demo or EP or full-length album. Nothing, just playing rehearsals. Now I can admit that Cry of the Nile is a pretty active band, and I hope it stay in this place.
Okay. So it's like the first band with like a logo and a record deal, if you want so, and okay.
Yes.
Okay. I was trying to figure out what the name could mean. And I think Nile. The first thing I was thinking about is the death metal band Nile.
Yes,
Yeah,
I love
and
that.
the river Nile. Sorry. Is there any connection to the river Nile, or is it okay? What's
I think there are more connections to the river than to the death metal band called
Yeah.
Nile. Because I love Nile, but I don't want to be something like copy and paste version of the Nile. No, that's totally not in my business. And to be honest, I hate this name. You know, it was made by a voice of democracy in our band. First of all, we wanted to name our band Last. You know, like the one of the seven deadly sins.
Last or Lost?
Last, like from seven deadly sins.
Okay, yeah.
And our one of the first songs, David, our vocalist, called "Cry of the Nile," and then Tomek, our drummer, was like, "Guys, Cry of the Nile, it has to be our band name," and he believed in his words that strong that I totally believe in him, in his thought. But to be honest, I am fan of short band name. That's why I hate name Cry of the Nile. But people liked it.
Okay.
The rest of the band liked it, so it stayed.
Yeah, I think it's a good like I said, it's a good mix, you know. Like in the 80s or 90s, you had like Death, Grave. That's it. So and today you have like bands you will not even try to pronounce them because they sound like any medical diseases, you know, like
Yes.
what band could we say? Prudity, normality, blah blah blah. So, and then you can
Yeah, but
even
for example, Infant Annihilator is pretty easy to pronounce.
yeah, but I think Cry of the Nile is it sounds good. It's it's a bit of I would say like a mystic, like you know, like a bit mystical because it's not like if you just hear the name, you do not right away. Okay, it's a death metal band. It could also be like a doom band or something like this. So because I think the name is quite interesting.
You are right. I think the death metal as the genre is very original because in death metal you can sing about everything. You can sing
Exactly.
about I don't know Satan. You can sing about the problem of today's world. You can sing like the Nile of the Egyptian mythology. As the Panjrador, our underground Polish post-death metal band about the Viking mythology and Norse mythology. That's a lot of topics to the songs.
Yeah.
For me, very, very original.
Okay, so you just said you tried playing guitar, and I think you got better and better. So when did you decide that you want to play not like just the metal, but you want to play like this brutal style? Was it just if you see if you started playing guitar that you have to say, okay, I want to sound like this death metal bands, or
I
you know?
think the first level of this kind of playing was learning Raining Blood of Slayer. When I heard the first
Yeah.
albums by Slayer, it was, you know, it's thrash metal, but it's pretty brutal thrash metal.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
0 0 0 on the sixth string, and that was first kind of playing something more brutal than just usual metal for me. Then I was learning songs by Dev. Chuck Schuldiner is one of my favorite guitar players all the time. I think Slayer and then Dev was first influences to playing something more brutal.
Okay. So you are 4 guys, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Lukasz. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Guitar and David vocal, bass and drums. Okay. So what comes first? The song, the music, or the lyrics?
Always music. Music always comes first. Of course, in the composition process, you have to keep in mind that everything is gonna change when you are sitting into a studio. If you have a song idea, you have lyrics, then you want to record it. That it's 99% chance to change everything that you composed, that you wrote, but always music comes first.
Okay. And who writes the lyrics?
Of course, our vocalist, David.
Okay.
David for me is, it's kind of funny, but he's very unusual death metal vocalist because he, as the person, is not at all into death metal. He's very creative. He's very emotional. He has a very deep growling skills.
Yeah.
But he's not at all into a death metal. So did you ever heard a death metal song with a title called, for example, "Sympathy for Louis"? Yeah, that was his idea.
Okay.
He's very original, very unusual, I think, choice to make him a vocalist in a death metal band, but he totally stayed with us.
Yeah, and it works.
Yes,
So,
of course.
Yeah, I'm asking because the thing is, I know bands where the guitar players or the drummer or who else writes the lyrics, and then the vocalist got the lyrics and say, "Hey, here, go and sing."
Yeah, I know there are some bands, but I can write lyrics too. I wrote some lyrics that was never published, to be honest, but it's not my job. I think everyone in this band has a job to do.
Yeah,
I have
sure.
to write guitar tracks, compose some skeleton of the song. Then always in the second step comes drums, our beloved blast beats, bass, and the vocals. And for me, David is a vocalist. I'm not a vocalist, so this is his job to do.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I think we already spoke about it. I show it again. So this is. Can you see it? No. No. Okay. Yeah, I will do it after. I will show it afterwards and put it in the video. So this is like the first the first full, like, it's not the full record, but it's 8 songs. It's the first EP you ever did.
Yes.
On like on CD and because I saw that you have a demo, but
No,
this is
our first release ever.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes. Do you know the bands like Stillborn, Squash Bowels, or, for example, I don't know, Embryonal?
Yeah.
So we recorded all the tracks with the drummer of these bands,
Okay.
Darek Łaszewski. He was our producer in studio. He mixed everything, he mastered it, and we record all the tracks in his studio.
All right. Yeah. As I said, it's I think, well, even if it's the first release ever, it's very very good quality, you know, even and the sound and everything. But I think the lyrics are quite short, but I think it's up to the song, you know, and it has to fit. Okay, what are the plans for the future? I mean, when has the record been released? It's not that long ago, I think. I think it was in February or March, right?
Yes, this was it was in March. But now we have a lot of plans, more major plans, I think, because in my opinion, we learned something on this EP. We learn very much about making music in studio during the process of recording.
So it
now,
was your first time ever in the studio?
Yes.
Okay.
We we were doing was totally blind for me. We were totally unexperienced. It was our first time in studio. Last year was our first time on stage, and our plans for the future. This year we are playing a lot of live shows. For example, with Hostia and Avernal from Portugal. We are playing this something like, I don't know, 2 weeks from today.
Yeah.
Something like this. We are playing another show in Poland, in Katowice. Then we are working on playing some shows in Germany with Daniel.
Yeah. He told me he's already trying to get you to Germany, but I think at the moment it's a bit complicated.
Yes, there are some complicating stuff.
That's why I told him. As I said, he told me, okay, I try to get them to Germany to play, and maybe here's something in the pipeline, but I don't know if I'm allowed to say it. I guess you know it that he's watch out for a festival. And I think you will have you will be very successful in Germany.
Glad to hear it. I know that in Germany there is huge death metal guys, death metal public. So I think it would work. But I have in my mind to play as well as I can. So we are playing Katowice. I hope we are playing in Germany October this year. Then November, another month of playing. We are playing with Balzagot. We are playing with Everdead. I think this year is a year of playing gigs, but we are working on the new stuff. We are working on our full-length album without any splits, without the other bands.
Yeah, okay.
It would be our first full-length album only by Cry of the Nile. We want to make it more mature, better than our EP. If you think it's good, I appreciate it, but I want to make something even better. So we are take it slow to release it. Just be patient. We are patient in this release because we want to make something great, something unusual. But I think the second album will be more technical, but also more groovy with more melodics and still brutal riffs. So stay tuned, because Cry of the Nile is still a brutal band and will be even more brutal.
Great to hear that. How many songs are finished yet?
4 of them we are playing already live.
Oh, okay.
So I think another 4, maybe 5, and something about 8, 9 songs will be released.
Okay, but there's no release date yet. It's just now playing live, so that you get known better, and then maybe next year but yeah, we will see.
Yes.
But if you have already 4 songs finished, I think it will not take that long.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So we're already done already. Yeah. I have the 2 questions I ask everybody. The first thing is, would you? Yeah, I had to write it in another way because I always ask. I could say it. Let's say you get like 100K,
Okay.
and you have to play for let's say a guitar player for a world tour or whatever with Nickelback, for example.
Oh, dear.
So yeah. So
in my opinion, I know what you have in mind. It's still better to play because of money for Nickelback as the guitarist than change the sound of, for example, Cry of the Nile to sound like Nickelback. If someone
exactly.
wants to play for my service, then I think it can be my job to play it, not to join the band like the stable band membership.
Yeah,
But
just as a hired guitar player, for example.
yes, something like session
Just
guitarist, just
as
business
work.
stuff.
Yeah, okay.
You have money, I have guitar. We can have something in common.
Yeah,
But I would never change the sound of Cry of the Nile to be more commercial.
yeah,
I
okay.
could play something commercial because of money, but for someone else.
So yeah, so one thing is like it's like work, and the other thing is like what's in your heart.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Okay. How would you describe your band in 1 sentence to an alien?
Don't even listen to it.
Okay.
There
Great.
are a lot of better bands than Cry of the Nile. So please, here is the Spotify, here is the YouTube, here is the my CD collection. Listen to it, but don't even try to listen to Cry of the
I don't know. I think they should.
Nile. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, it was a pleasure to have you. And yeah, I think my English is not that the best. It's not the best, but I think it worked pretty well for the 2 of us. All right. So yeah, as always, I'm not sure how to describe this in English. In Germany, we say the last one has the guest has the last word. I'm not sure if there's any. You know what I mean? Kind of. Okay.
I know what you have in mind.
So yeah. So you will finish this call with your words. I shut the fuck up. And yeah, everybody who thinks Cry of the Nile is shit is a bastard. So yeah, you can.
Thank you
go
for
on.
invitation and best wishes from me to you and to all our listeners around the world. Thank you so much. I'm very honored.
Thank you very much. Yeah, guys, buy the CD. Yeah, I will link you in the YouTube video where you can get the CD and your stuff. And yeah, hopefully we will see us soon in reality, like on a concert, maybe in Germany, or maybe I come over to Poland someday. We'll never know. And
It will be great.
it was great, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks, Lukasz.
Yeah, so, thank you.
See you. Bye.
Bye.
Yo, Gift und Galle, der Podcast ist tot. Wir sind jetzt Gift und Galle, der Metal Talk.
Ja, Mann. Wir quatschen über Metal, Mosh und Geballer.